It's not going to be something that keeps me down. I'm still a baddie. So I'm not going to let this deter me in any way, shape, or form. Absolutely not. Hi guys, welcome back to Naya's News. This is the channel where I report news about my life while being open, honest, and transparent as much as possible. So for today's video, I'm already getting choked up about it. I thought I'd share I wanted to come on here and just share my story. So as you guys can see by today's title, it's health related. So I'm going to try to get through this video without getting emotional. I've recorded this video probably 3 or 4 times so far, and I couldn't get through without getting choked up, but I'm gonna push through. So before I get started for today's video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll always look forward to talking to you guys in the comment section and all that good stuff. And don't ever miss a future upload. As you guys can see by today's title, as I said, it's something health related. And this is something that's been near and dear to my heart since finding out. Back in April, I found out that I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And I'm gonna try my best to give a timeline of things and just be as clear as I can. I want to say around February, March, I just started to feel different. And you're probably wondering, feel different? What do you mean? It's just, I just started noticing changes in my body. And I think that's when I kind of put 2 and 2 together and kind of figured out that something is wrong. That feeling went away, and I attributed it to just being stressed with school, work, so I didn't really pay much attention to it. So roll around April comes, I started to feel those feelings again, and it was just a gut-wrenching feeling that something is wrong. I can't even describe it because I literally just felt like a gut-wrenching feeling. And for just a little bit of background, diabetes is one of the health conditions, I guess you can say. And by all means, before I get really in depth, I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm speaking solely from my experience and my experience alone. Diabetes is one of the health conditions that affects my family along with many others. So growing up, my mom was very cautious and aware about that being a possibility for me, because my sister didn't have it. She grew up and didn't have it. So when I was born, my mom knew that was a possibility because of it being like throughout my family. So she was very mindful and very diligent when it came to eating habits, making sure I took care of myself, teaching me different things about diabetes and what to look for, what I have to be mindful of, all that stuff. Growing up, I guess you can say, because of family history, I was pre-diabetic. So I was always a chubby kid, I guess you can say, but I'm gorgeous now. But I was always that kid. So I was always very mindful about the food that I eat, about what's in it, and just doing my best to keep in mind all of that. So now fast forward to April, I was in the midst of, I guess, midterms, I guess you can say. And April was a hard month for me. Although it was my birthday, April was a really hard month for me because that was the first anniversary of my great-grandmother's passing. So that was just a really challenging time for myself as well as my family. So when it came to my health and just putting things into perspective, I honestly just attribute it to stress and being lost, mourning the loss of someone, and just this being the first of the many firsts that was to come. So I didn't put two and two together. And then also I had another family member that had to go into the hospital. So I wasn't thinking anything about me. I just thought I was honestly just stressed out. That feeling again came back. And I was just like, okay, Linnea, whatever it is, you need to go to the doctor. You need to call your doctor, schedule an appointment so you can figure out what this feeling is. Let me just say diabetes was the last thing on my mind. I called my doctor, scheduled an appointment. Because of COVID, they were very strict about who goes into the doctor's office. I didn't have anyone with me. So, mind you, all of this I was handling myself because I did not want to scare or worry my family. I did not want to worry my friends, my loved ones. I did not want to worry anyone in case it wasn't going to be so. I called my doctor, scheduled an appointment. I went there. I took blood tests. I took all kind of tests you can imagine, because at this point I just wanted to know what the hell, excuse me, was going on with my body. Like, why am I feeling like this? I need answers. So fast forward now, I want to say that was around April 15th, 20th, around that. So fast forward now, I go back into the office to get the doctor's office. I go back into the doctor's office to get my test results. And it was literally April 29th when I found this out. My birthday is it was April 28th, I'm sorry. It was April 28th when I found this out. My birthday is April 29th. So I remember going to the doctor's office, and I know doctors are supposed to have like this poker face on just so they don't worry their clients, they don't worry the family. They're supposed to have this, but I felt in the pit of my stomach, just by her demeanor, something was wrong. And she was really calm and talking to me about it. She was really soft and gentle when explaining to me everything. So she told me, based on my test results and based off all the tests that I did, and I want to say they're called my hemoglobin. I'm gonna find out the correct name and I'm gonna insert it here, but they explained to me that my hemoglobin levels were really high. So in other words, that was diabetes. I remember when she told me, I literally felt like mush. Like, I felt just like, I didn't feel anything. Like, I felt like motionless. I'm not really sure if that's a word, but I just felt just like dead weight. Like, I just dropped, and my body, like, I felt all of my body just go to my legs, and I just felt like limb. And she asked me if I was okay and if I wanted to talk about it. I said yes. So she went detail by detail about all my test results, about the tests that I took, the reason as to why I took those tests, and the results of those tests and what they mean. So I want to say that visit was about an hour and a half. And I remember leaving the doctor's office, and I was just like I felt like everything was such a blur once I got out, because I was just not sure where to go, if that makes any sense. I remember calling my mom, and I guess any mother knows that, and I'm sure once I become a mother I'll feel that, but she heard in like the crackling of my voice something was wrong. So she asked me where I was. I told her. She told me to come straight home and we'll talk about it. So I remember talking about it. I remember coming home and talking about it with her. She, as any parent, she was worried. First she asked if I was okay, and I told her yes. And honestly, I was okay. I just think the disbelief of how everything happened, and just, I went through this period of blaming myself, because when I felt this feeling back in February? Why didn't I go? Like all of the guilt that you put yourself through when you find something that you felt that you could have prevented. So I remember just talking to her, explaining in detail about what happened, what the doctor said, and just being very open about it. Because mind you, I did not tell my mom or anyone that I was going to the doctor for what I was experiencing, because I didn't want to worry anyone. So went to the doctor, talked all that through, and I remember she just looked at me and just smiled. And I'm like, what? And for those of you who do not know, my mom is kind of like very tough love, but she does it in a gentle way to where it's not assertive or aggressive, if you will. So I remember talking to her and we talked everything through, and she said, you're going to be okay. And once she said that, I bawled. Like, I remember just bawling like a baby. I remember just like, just doing the whole spiel. So in between this, I had texted my best friend. I told my sister. My grandmother had knew. Yeah, I told everyone essentially. And I was just, I felt such a sigh of relief, because this was, although I prepared for this my whole life, you can say, although I knew what the outcome would be if I do get it, it's never really hit me until the doctor said those words. And a little bit of background. My doctor that I had about 2 years ago, I was not comfortable with her. And when I say that, I felt no shade. She was white. And as you can see, I'm an African American woman. And I felt like she did not understand the mindset, the rationale, just what this meant to me. So I stopped going to her and I found another doctor. Luckily, my insurance was able to take it. I found another doctor in my area and I was able to go back to where I originally started going to doctor's visits, because abruptly in between my doctor that I had, she went on medical leave. And the doctor that they switched me to, I was just not a fan. And I did not feel comfortable going to her. I did not feel comfortable talking to her. I did not feel comfortable being in the same room with her. And I think, before I go back to what I was saying, one thing I encourage everybody, especially, I don't want to get like so serious because I want this video to be light, because I don't want to get emotional, but black women really need to go to doctors, professionals that they're comfortable with. If you need a second opinion, get one. If you do not feel comfortable with your doctor said, go somewhere else until you feel in the pit of your stomach that you're satisfied with that decision. Because from my experience, I will not recommend anyone to the doctor that I previously went to while my original doctor was on maternity leave. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Never. And I think also too, why I took it the way I did was because I was comfortable with her. I wasn't nervous, tense. I knew that she had my best interest. I knew that she cared for my well-being. I knew that she was going to help me figure out the best options for my life. Like, I knew all of that, so that's why I felt comfortable. And I'm taking control over my life. This is not going to stop me. I've been going to the gym. I've been doing meal prepping. I've on some medication to help with my diabetes. I'm doing everything that I can do with the approval of my doctor and us collaborating and talking together about the things that I need. And I'm going to be okay. In the beginning, your girl was bawling. Like, I was emotional. I was so emotional. But I'm okay. I can honestly say that I'm okay. With the help of my friends, family, loved ones, I am okay. And I wanted to just share this story because in the beginning when I thought about talking about it, it was just too raw. I was going to be boohooing all video if I shared it when I first found out. But now I'm in a space where I'm taking control over the situation. I'm not allowing the situation to take control over me. Diabetes is not going to be my death sentence. It's not going to be something that keeps me down. I'm still a baddie. So I'm not going to let this deter me in any way, shape, or form. Absolutely not. And I encourage everyone to go to the doctor. Make sure you are updated with any health information that you need to know. I will leave some resources for you guys. Again, I'm not a healthcare professional. I will leave some information for you guys in the description box on things that I use and have relied on since finding out about my diabetes, that I found to be really helpful. And I hope everyone just love on one another. Just, you never know what someone is going through, so just take the time out of your day to ask, and that will make all the difference. So that wraps up for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad I was able to get that video out without getting emotional, because the other times that I recorded, your girl was bawling. So before I go, you know I have to give a shout out. A shout out. A shout out. Do. Let's go to the comments. Hey, let's go to the comments. Hey, let's go. Let's go to the boom. Okay, shout out goes to Meta Transitions. Shout out to you, girl. Thank you for the constant love and support. And if you would like a shout out in one of my future videos, comment down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.